Welcome to Welcome with Jesus Bible Study. We're going to be in the book of John, chapter 18, verses 2, 3, and 4. And Judas also, which betrayed him, knew the place, for Jesus oftentimes resorted thither with his disciples. Judas then, having received a band of men and officers from the chief priests and Pharisees, cometh thither with lanterns and torches and weapons. Jesus, therefore, knowing all things that should come upon him, went forth and said unto them, Whom seek ye? And I'll repeat that. And Judas also, which betrayed him, knew the place, for Jesus oftentimes resorted thither with his disciples. Judas then, having received a band of men and officers from the chief priests and Pharisees, cometh thither with lanterns and torches and weapons. Jesus, therefore, knowing all things that should come upon him, went forth and said unto them, Whom seek ye? Whom seek ye? Who are you looking for? What do you want? He knew why they was there. So if he knew why they was there, why would he say that? I believe it's to give them a moment to reflect on truly what they was doing. We've all read the scriptures pretty much, most of us. And we know that those Pharisees knew who Christ was. They just wanted to be in denial. Why? Because they would have to change who they was. And like most of us who reject and just don't want to come to Christ just yet, want to live in denial that maybe he doesn't exist. Oh, I don't know. Because they're scared. Why? Because part of them knows that if they pay attention to the truth is that they need to change who they are and what they do. To accept Christ and who he is to change who you are. A reflection. Who are you seeking? Do you know who you're after? Do you know who I am? Do you realize what you're about to do? The thoughts. Like many of us, there's certain jobs that we have that we don't have to do, we don't particularly like to do, we don't want to do, but we have to do them because it is our job. So could you imagine being a part of the band of men who have heard the stories, maybe sat in the crowd when Jesus fed the 5,000 or heard the word and believe in your heart, hey, I believe that this is Christ. I believe this is the Messiah, the man who's come to save our souls. And here I am, I got to confiscate him. A man who spoke about peace and love your enemy. Here they are with weapons. For one man. Thousands of men for one man. And I'm sorry, this part just popped in my head. It's kind of making me laugh. And even though they had all that, Peter still managed to chop one of the ears off. And that's funny, but not funny. I don't know why that popped in my head, but it just did. I'm sorry, forgive me for that, but that just was. They needed all that for one man. A man who spoke of peace and love. When you're a child of God, the evil, the world, know who you are. They can see your light. Just as those people knew who Christ was. They knew who they was coming to capture. They knew what was going to take place. Maybe not all the men that was sitting there that just doing what they was told, but the Pharisees, when they sent for Jesus, they knew exactly what they was going to do. They had it in their mind to kill him up from the get-go. They've been plotting for a way to get him and to kill him. Why? Because when they realized that Jesus spoke the truth, that they didn't deserve to sit in Moses' seat. They weren't such holy men to begin with. In fact, Jesus called them dirty and filthy. All on the inside, snakes, children of Satan, liars, vipers. And that's not how they was going about perceiving themselves, how the world viewed them, how the world looked at them. They was untouchable. They was holy men, could do no wrong, could say no wrong. And, oh, look at us and bow to us, almost kind of like how the Pope does himself right now. People who place themselves in high places because they're too righteous and holy. I'm going to say something to you. Ain't nobody righteous and holy but Jesus Christ himself. For none of us is good. It tells us over and over again that not one of us is good. But just as the evil people came after Christ, and because you belong to God, and because you are a child of God, the evil people of the world is going to come after you. And they know who you are. That's why they're after you. They knew who Christ was, and that's why they was after him. Believing that if they can get a hold of him, killing him would silence him, would silence the truth. They can go on and keep living in denial, rejecting Christ, means they continue to keep living in this denial, keep living in this sinful life. And those of us who haven't quite ready, who haven't quite come to Christ because we don't quite understand, haven't accepted it, because we know deep down inside the moment we do, we have to face the truth, we have to face ourselves, we have to change who we are. Living in denial does not change the fact of the outcome of when it comes to the end. Tomorrow may never come. It might be too late for you to change your mind, for you to change your ways, for you to believe. Because the moment when Christ comes back, when he walks through those clouds, it's going to be too late. There's only one place for people who reject Christ. Living in denial is almost being in a state of rejection. It's time to wake up and face the truth, to accept the truth, to put the truth into your heart, to apply it into your lives, to live the truth. God is a very forgiving God. And you'll see that once you come to Christ and start accepting the truth and start applying and changing who you were to be who God created you to be, it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be beautiful. The glory, the peace, and the love that you have is waiting for you.